Every Israeli knows the gut-wrenching jolt that comes with the sound of a siren. The knot in your stomach as you brace yourself, grab your kids, and run for shelter while rockets come through the sky above your head. Each one of those rockets is a war crime, aimed at civilians with the intent to harm them. Around the world, people talk about Israel's right to defend itself, but it often comes with conditions, as if others can dictate how we should protect ourselves. But real defense doesn't mean hiding in bomb shelters or building bomb-proof hospitals. It means striking back and stopping attacks before they even start. That's exactly what's happening now in Lebanon, even as some in the West react with discomfort or even criticism aimed at Israel rather than at Hezbollah, Hamas, or their sponsor, Iran. Finally, after a year of constant missile attacks from all fronts, Israel is shifting its military strategy, embracing the truth that we should not sit back and take it. We won't stand by and let terror have the last word. We will do whatever needs to be done to restore peace to our nation. I'm Yair Pinto, and this is My State, a program about current events, my belief in God, and my journey in the Holy Land. And behind me is the holiest place for Jewish people all around the world, the Western Wall of Jerusalem. Over the years, Israel has invested billions of dollars in defense, creating some of the world's most advanced anti-rocket systems, such as the Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow, all of them designed to intercept rockets and missiles aimed at civilian areas. Additionally, the country has built extensive networks of shelters and fortified spaces to protect its citizens from incoming attacks. Meanwhile, Israel's enemies, including Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon, have diverted billions of dollars of international aid and resources into stockpiles of rockets and building terror tunnels, some of which extend deep into the Israeli territory. These tunnels are used to smuggle weapons and launch surprise attacks threatening civilians and civilian population all across Israel. While Israel focuses on protective infrastructure and technological innovations to safeguard its people, its adversaries prioritize offensive capabilities aimed at undermining Israel's security and stability. This stark contrast underscores a broader strategy on each side. One centers on defending civilians and the other on increasing the threat of violence and instability in the region. Here at TBN Israel, we will continue to report on this issue, but it's very important that you really support, share, and follow us. And guys, we have to remember our communities in the north and in the south are suffering, not only from the bombardments themselves, but also there is no tourism, there's almost no agricultural activity possible. The economy of Israel needs your help. So, a lot of you have been asking in the comments, what can we do in order to support Israel practically? Well, one way to help Israel and Israeli families is through our sponsor today, Arza. You see, each Arza box delivered to your doorstep is filled with flavors, scents, and craftsmanship made here in the Holy Land. This is how you can contribute to our effort. Go now to www.arzabox.com and receive fresh, original, handcrafted products. And not only that, you can now use our exclusive 10% discount on your Arza Box subscription by entering the code TBNIL. Remember, it's a beautiful gift. It's a souvenir from the Holy Land. And most importantly, it's a blessing for Israel and for the people of Israel. Thank you. And now back to My State. Israel has constantly maintained a military doctrine focused on defense, historically refraining from initiating attacks and only acting in response to direct threats. Even over the past year of intense conflict, Israel has been permitted to defend itself, but rarely received international backing to achieve a decisive victory. This constrained support leaves Israel fighting under immense restrictions against enemies that are proxies within states, often operating outside the bounds of international warfare standards. Terrorist organizations like Hamas and Hezbollah disregard the rules of war, embedding their military operations within densely populated urban areas and using civilians as human shields. Weapons depots, rocket launchers, and command centers are strategically hidden in homes, schools, and hospitals, making it nearly impossible for Israel to neutralize these threats without facing international criticism. Under these complex conditions, Israel remained focused on protecting its citizens while operating against adversaries who exploit both their own populations and the international community's limitations on Israel's right to self-defense. Since September, Israel has decisively shifted its strategy to an offensive stance against Hezbollah, marking a new chapter in its approach to national security. The turning points in this shift have been significant. Israel first targeted and eliminated the key Hezbollah commanders, sending a clear message to the group's leadership. This was followed by the high-stakes Beeper operation, which disrupted Hezbollah's communications network, striking a critical blow to its coordinated abilities. Israel then escalated further into the targeted eliminations of Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, a bold move that reverberated across the region. Ground offensives and strategic airstrikes have since targeted Hezbollah's infrastructure, reaching deep inside Beirut and other key areas in Lebanon, systematically dismantling its operational capabilities. And look at where we are now. Friends, what we witnessed on October 26th was more than just an airstrike. It was a powerful message from Israel to the entire world. After months of Iran pushing boundaries with ballistic missile attacks and regional proxy support, Israel drew the line. We saw over 100 Israeli aircrafts attack, reconnaissance, refueling jets, all moving in coordinated waves, flying deep into the Iranian airspace. Their mission? To cripple Iran's ballistic capabilities, strike down its air defenses, and dismantle key production facilities. This wasn't just an operation. It was a clear demonstration of Israel's ability to act, even at distances that many thought were impossible. Iran now has to ask itself, is it worth risking another move? And as we await the response, Israel prepares, knowing full well that our enemies may not back down, but neither will we. This is not just about defense anymore. It's about survival, sovereignty, and a declaration to the world that Israel will not sit idly by. We are a nation that stands on the shoulders of history, of resilience, and of divine purpose. We fight not just for today, but for every generation that calls this land home. The West needs to understand that true security and lasting peace requires confronting and dismantling threats directly. Ignoring or sidestepping aggression won't prevent the next act of terror. And if some in the West choose to overlook these realities, that's their choice. Israel will do what it must. It's no longer a meek sentiment of thank you for letting us exist. Instead, it's a declaration. We are here. We are defending what is ours, and we are here to stay here. As King David wrote in Psalms, though an army encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war arises against me, yet I will be confident. Please pray for Israel and for the IDF to restore peace to our people, despite those who stand against us. Pray for the safety of our nation, that are weary of over 1 year of war on multiple fronts. Let's pray for the hostages to return home to their loved ones from the Gaza Strip. Let's pray for the protection of our soldiers and for the peace of Jerusalem. And together, we will win this war because God is on our side.
Hello, this is Mati here in Jerusalem with TBN Israel.
This is Yair Pinto from TBN Israel here in Jerusalem. TBN Israel is keeping viewers informed with Israel-focused news, culture, and what God is doing in this land.
Support TBN Israel today online at tbn.org/Israel. Thank you.